Hi everybody, it's Jennifer and it's still Easter and I'm still trying to get these videos out to you. And so I wanted to do this video. I hope that you will like, share, and subscribe to my channel. So please hit the subscribe button if you're watching my videos. I would really appreciate it. And please feel free to say hi to me in the comments. I do read the comments and I try to answer. And if there's anything that you would like me to talk about, I would be happy to do it. I do just talk about, my own experiences because I have a lot of experience with this and learned a lot over the years, and I try to bring awareness on narcissistic abuse. And so tonight I want to talk to you about breadcrumbs because it's important for you to know. A narcissistic person will feed you breadcrumbs to keep you hanging on. It does not have to be just in your love relationships. And that's why I wanted to talk to you about this. When you are trying to heal from stuff like this and you are discerning who is the right people who need to be in your life, it's good to pay attention to this, because if you are really important to someone, you will never, ever have to question it. You will know that this person really cares about you. They won't just give you just enough just to be like they got through, like, okay, well, I did enough and I've done my duty and now it's on for this person. And so like they put everything back onto you and you will hang on to the breadcrumbs. You're hoping that you'll see this person. You're hoping that you'll be able to make plans. You're hoping that maybe, I don't know, that you can make plans to go and see them or have a phone call, make plans for a certain time to talk, whatever it is with a narcissistic person. And that doesn't mean that they're a narcissist, but these are things that you need to pay attention to. So when we bring awareness, we want you to pay attention to things that are alarms for you and to help protect you from getting into relationships consistently that are painful for you. And so that you can learn how to draw boundaries and hold them and let people know what's okay for you and what's not. And so breadcrumbs is when a narcissist promises little things or they just give you just enough, because you'll be like ready to just end things. Let's just say, you know what, they're not putting in enough. And I don't even know, are we dating? Are we not? I've talked about this before. And then all of a sudden you'll get a little sprinkle of something and you'll be like, oh, well, maybe I'm just being too sensitive, or maybe I'm just crazy. But it's constant like that. It is consistently breadcrumbing, but it's not consistent in what it needs to be, which is, really spending time working on the relationship. And so every time you think you have something planned or done, where you can be with this person and they aren't there for you, and they're not there for you in any way, any capacity. Let's just say you need some moral support or, want to share an experience of something really happy with them. Whatever it is, if you're not experiencing these types of things, the friendship may not be exactly what you thought it was. And that means romantic, whether you're even people who talk about booty calls, that kind of, whatever that relationship is. If you're just always getting little sprinkles and still questioning the relationship, and then you'll get the sprinkle and then you'll stop for a second and question yourself, and then you'll question the relationship again, and then you'll get another sprinkle, but it's constant sprinkles. That is a huge red flag. You need to pay attention to it. You need to pay attention to it. And then it needs to be addressed at some point, and you need to figure out how you're going to do that. But it is something that you need to pay attention to. I had somebody in my life, I've really been working hard the last 4 years, really, on who to bring into my life. And I do have to be careful because I do connect with people and I'll get all in, and I really love people. but I can also get hurt easily that way, and I need to hold back a little bit more. And there was a person that was trying to come into my life, and I did question their motives because they were inconsistent, they breadcrumbed, they future faked me constantly, and they triangulated me a lot, and then would ghost. And I was like really frustrated by it. And the only reason that I even put up with it was because I cared about some other friends. And I thought that were kind of in there. And I was like, I might have to give up these other friends if that. And then this person would call and talk bad about certain people to me and tell me, that I needed to not hang out with this one person, and would always tell me really bad things. And I would try to say good things, but these bad things would come. Now, if I said something good, sometimes they would like backpedal a little bit because they could see that I wasn't like going for it and like just stabbing this person with my sword. And so they would backpedal just a little bit because I think they knew that it made them look bad. And it did. And so I would say these things. I was nice, but then I would say something, really positive about the person that they were talking bad about. And they would say things that would kind of put me down too. And they did it I think they knew, but then they would say something to kind of butter it a little bit. And I remember, I think it was because they were playing different people. And so whoever that they were talking to, that was the person of the moment. And so, and I don't think they wanted me around, to be honest. I think they wanted me out of the picture. And I kind of had a feeling about it from the very get-go, but I still paid attention. And I remember talking to one of my other friends about it and being like, I'm really watching this. And it ended up exactly the way I thought. My gut instincts were right from the very start. And I'm so glad that I paid attention to it. The problem is when there's triangulation going on, what is happening is there's a person who doesn't want other players to talk. So what they do is they turn people against each other so that they never talk to each other. And therefore, nothing ever gets settled. And they want it that way because they're working it so that they are the ones that can still have favor with certain people. And they know that if that person ever talked to all the key players, that person would find out how dishonest they really are. And what they were doing is not only hurting other people, but they're hurting the main person too. And I could see it. I didn't want to believe it, and I questioned it time and time again, but I was right. And the reason I know that I'm 100% correct is because of the way things went in the very end with this one person. And it wasn't someone that I was close to, but their true colors showed to me. And I was just really glad that I paid attention to the alarm system. But this one person destroyed so much and blamed so many other people. And, look, I wasn't close to this person, but the fact that that person was able to do that and play things in a way that would work out best for them and didn't really give a shit about anybody else was unbelievable to me. Bravo. I was like, wow. But here's the thing. Even though I recognized it. I recognized it from the beginning, and I did pay attention to it, and I did not want to believe, I was like, Jennifer, not everybody's like this, not everybody's toxic like this. And, you don't need to judge somebody right out the gate. So I just kind of held back and paid attention, and it all played out the way I thought. But whenever there's destruction like this, and it can be emotionally heartbreaking, but believe in yourself. Don't allow people to have that much power over you, because in the end, things always work out the way they're supposed to. And if you feel like you've been done wrong by someone like that, I promise you, the truth will always prevail. You just need to believe in yourself, stand back and do nothing, and let it all play out the way it's going to. Let things play out the way they should. And, for me, I kind of have stood back and just let things go. A lot of people were broken apart because of this one person. And, a lot of people, it was like a lot of players, friends and stuff that I knew. And, so it was really sad. But you will run into people, you will see people that know these people. Eventually it all comes out, and it ends up being egg on somebody else's face. And it is sad that this kind of thing can happen, and it's so selfish. It is so selfish, and it makes you sad that the key people in your life didn't trust you enough. And it upsets you that you too maybe didn't trust you enough, depending on how it plays, to not allow it to happen in the first place. I am proud of myself that I did see through this person. And I think this person knows that I saw through them. It's not somebody that I'm friends with or anything, but it was just someone who happened to be in my life for a moment because of some things. And I just paid attention. And I'm not going to say that this person is a narcissist, but it was narcissistic tactics. And it was, you don't go and try to turn people against people. I will make my own judgments about my friends and my family and my colleagues and who I hang out with. I might take information that you give me and, it's there, and I know that you gave it to me. Sometimes I'll question why you gave it to me. In this instance, I did question it. I was like, why would this person say this? And why would they say things hurtful about me to try to turn me against this person? It was really something I dissected. I spent a lot of time thinking about it, talking about it with one of my friends, because I couldn't believe this person was doing that. Even though they weren't somebody that was my friend, I couldn't believe they were doing it. And it showed that they were setting themselves up, though, to be better in good favor. But they would say these horrible things and then lie and do all the things that I told you about: the breadcrumbing, the future faking, the smearing. So I can only imagine what was said about me, behind my back. But luckily, this person really didn't know me. So, but even used that to their advantage and really did try to win me over. And truthfully, I really wished that, we could have been friends or whatever. But when I noticed what this person was doing and how they triangulated, smeared, breadcrumbed, future faked, tried to do the idealization, like win me over, and then I my understanding is smeared and then discarded me for their own gain, I had to thank God for it. But it did mess up a lot of other things in my life. But even still, that's okay. You're learning, and we're going through this, and your real friends know you, and they love you. They know your heart, and they will stick by you no matter what. No matter what. I don't care what you've done. If they love you, they will stand behind you and always be there for you. You will never have to question who your real family is and who your friends are, who the people who are supporting you and who love you. You will never, ever, ever have to wonder who loves you. You will know 100%. And so that helps you decipher who really needs to be in your inner circle, who needs to be around, because that stuff drains you. It sucks the life out of you. It's unhealthy. It is toxic. It's so toxic. And these people are masters at turning the trait and turning it on somebody else and saying that everybody else is the toxic one. And they're stirring the shit. They're stirring the shit and slinging it in all kinds of different directions, right? They're slinging it over here onto that person. Whoop, got a little shit on me. Got a little shit over there. I mean, they're masters at stirring shit and slinging it. And then everything breaks up. Yeah. See who's attached to each person in that, and figure out what the relationship is, and figure out who's not talking to who, and you'll figure out who the one who stirred the shit and slung it was. It's a lot of times not the person that was blamed. And because I know that, I stood back and watched, and I did defend my friend. I did. I defended my friend, and I defended the relationship that I had with that friend. And I still do today, and I still would. And so everything has played out the way that it is supposed to play out. And you end up seeing things for what they really are, learning from it, and moving forward. Don't stay stuck. You don't need to stay stuck. If somebody doesn't want to be in your life, it's okay. That's their choice. You cannot force people to be in your life. You cannot force people to love you. You can love people, and if they don't love you, you can still love them. But you can't force somebody to love you or like you or want to hang out with you, you know? So we need to accept people are where they are. And, you know, if it comes back, then it was meant to be. If not, then you are able to move on and make new friendships and put the right people in your life. And you want that positive. You want the people around you that support you and lift you up and want you to succeed in life, and vice versa. That's what true friendships and family is all about. It is. We're there to help each other, lean on each other, love each other, support each other. And if that's not happening, then those aren't your friends. Okay? Until next time, I'll see you soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye.